We are living through a period of absolute cognitive overload. By now, in 2026, the digital world has reached a breaking point. Every single second, millions of blog posts, social media updates, and AI-generated snippets are uploaded to the cloud. Most of it is noise. Most of it is disposable. If you are an expert, a business leader, or a visionary, you are currently fighting a war for attention that cannot be won with more content. You cannot outpost the algorithm. You cannot outshout the noise. To win in this environment, you need something that carries more weight. You need an anchor asset. You need a book. But here is the brutal reality that no one wants to talk about. The traditional way of writing a book is a relic of a slower age. The idea that a busy professional should set aside 2 years to stare at a blank screen, wrestling with sentence structure and grammatical flow, is fundamentally broken. It is a massive waste of human capital. You are a leader. Your value lies in your strategy, your experience, and your unique perspective. Your value does not lie in the manual labor of data entry, which is exactly what typing is. The cognitive gap between a brilliant idea in your head and a finished 200-page manuscript is the graveyard where most great legacies go to die. We built the Smith Book System to close that gap forever. Before we go any further, let's clear up a massive misconception. When people hear AI-generated books, they think of low-quality, robotic text generated by a simple chatbot. They think of those hollow, beige books that have flooded the market. Books that say a lot without actually saying anything. That is not what we do. Generic AI is built to be average. It pulls from the middle of the internet to give you a safe, predictable response. It has no sense of pacing, no narrative arc, and zero structural integrity over long distances. If you ask a standard AI to write a book, it will lose its mind by chapter 3. The Smith Book System is not a chatbot. It is a high-resolution generation engine built specifically for long-form neural architecture. We have spent years engineering a system that doesn't just write words, but actually understands the structural patterns of best-selling authority. We don't produce content, we produce intellectual property. The process begins with what we call semantic extraction. This is the most important leap in the history of authorship. Most experts are brilliant speakers but reluctant writers. The pressure of the keyboard causes a creative freeze. With the Smith Book System, we bypass the keyboard entirely. You can feed the engine your raw voice memos, transcripts of your keynote speeches, or even a messy folder of private research notes. Our system doesn't just transcribe this data, it decodes your core semantic DNA. It identifies your specific frameworks, your unique metaphors, and your distinct tone of voice. We are extracting the gold from your brain and using it as the raw material for the engine. This is why a Smith Book manuscript sounds exactly like you, because it is built from your actual thoughts, not a generic database. Once the data is extracted, we move into the high-resolution blueprint phase. In the old world, an outline was a one-page list of topics. In the Smith Book System, an outline is a sophisticated architectural project. Before a single paragraph is generated, our engine maps out the entire journey of the reader. It calculates the logic flow, identifies where the reader needs a pattern interrupt, and ensures that every chapter serves a strategic purpose. You act as the architect. You review this blueprint, moving ideas like pieces on a chessboard. You can see the entire landscape of your book before it exists. This level of structural precision is what allows our books to compete with the biggest names in the publishing industry. You aren't guessing if the book works. You've already seen the engineering report. Then comes the generation sprint. This is the part that feels like magic, but it's actually pure engineering. The Smith Book engine generates your manuscript in iterative layers. It doesn't just start at word 1 and end at word 50,000. It builds the substance layer first, establishing the core arguments and data. Then it applies the style layer, refining the rhythm and the prose. Finally, it runs the cohesion filter, ensuring that the entire book feels like a single, unified voice. This process allows us to deliver a professional-grade, deep-context manuscript in as little as 10 days. While other authors are still trying to figure out their introduction, you are already holding a finished draft that is ready for the world. You are the creative director, giving high-level feedback, while the machine handles the grueling manual labor of sentence construction. But why does this matter so much in 2026? It matters because your book is the source code for your entire professional ecosystem. In the modern economy, a book is not just something people read. It is the foundation of your authority. Once you have a Smith Book-generated manuscript, you have the master file for your brand. You can take that one book and turn it into a year's worth of high-impact YouTube scripts. You can turn your chapters chapters into an online course. You can turn your key insights into a social media strategy that actually means something. You do the deep work once, and the Smithbook system gives you the leverage to dominate your niche for years. The most important pillar of our system is total ownership. In 2026, the old gatekeepers are desperate to stay relevant. They want a cut of your royalties. They want to control your rights. They want to tell you what you can and cannot say. The Smithbook system is built on the principle of absolute author sovereignty. We are the tool, not the master. You own the copyright. You own the manuscript. You own 100% of the profit. We have democratized the power of an elite New York editing house and put it directly into your hands. The era of the struggling writer is over. It is a choice, not a necessity. You can continue to let your best ideas sit in the back of your mind, or you can leverage the most powerful generation technology ever created to turn those ideas into a world-class asset. The world is moving too fast to wait for you to find the perfect time to write. The perfect time is now, and the tool is the Smithbook system. Stop looking at the blank page and start looking at your future as a published authority. Go to the Smithbook portal right now. Enter your topic, upload your initial thoughts, and watch as our engine generates your first professional outline in 30 seconds. The transition from expert to author is no longer a mountain to climb. It's a system to activate. Your legacy is waiting. Let's build it.